building a new airport, international airport in Negril.
International airport, we say.
Yeah, man, not only would the airport be beneficial to tourism, the agricultural sector would benefit tremendously. Because a lot of people from this area will grow them pepper and them yam and stuff only, and them breadfruit and avocado we need to export. Have to drive all the way to Montego Bay.
We started from over 25 years ago when Mr. Vin Lawrence was head of UDC. At the time, he agreed about the need and that it should happen, but financially it was not possible because they had already committed to establish Baskerville Airport, and there's no way they can take two on. So this is not something new.
Welcome to this Negril Times special report. Tonight we bring you reactions of stakeholders of Hanover and Westmoreland to recent announcement by Prime Minister Andrew Holness that plans for the long-discussed Negril International Airport are well advanced. Prime Minister Andrew Holness recently announced that plans for the long-discussed Negril International Airport, which was initiated under the administration of former Prime Minister P.J. Patterson years ago, are finally underway.
Currently, we are improving the Norman Manley International Airport, and we will be building a new airport, international airport in Negril. And plans are well advanced for that. So when we talk about seamlessness, the ability to move around the island quickly.
Prime Minister Holness' announcement, which was made at the recent Sandals Jamaica Love Showcase at the Montego Bay Convention Centre, have sparked much debate within the parishes of Hanover and Westmoreland, the two parishes which Negril straddles. Lenbert Williams, a Negril resident and founder of the Make Negril Awesome group, supports the airport proposal. He believes the airport will, among other things, elevate the agricultural sector in Westmoreland, Hanover and St. Elizabeth through exports of crops, significantly boost Negril's appeal as a top tourist destination, and make travel easier for Jamaicans living in the three parishes and those in the diaspora.
International airport, we say. Best thing.
Yeah, man, not only would the airport be beneficial to tourism, the agricultural sector would benefit tremendously. Because a lot of people from this area will grow them pepper and them yam and stuff only, and them breadfruit and avocado we need to export. Have to drive all the way to Montego Bay. Now, the airport will provide that level of convenience. And outside of that, Airbnb brought 28% of all the tourists to Jamaica about 3 years ago. Last year it was 36%. And we're expecting 4 years, half of the tourists that come to Jamaica will be as a result of Airbnb and similar platform. And you're looking at about 1.5 million tourists that will be coming. And then a quarter of that, which is about maybe 350,000, 400,000 tourists will be coming to Negril. So the airport will be ultimate convenient method of transportation to accommodate the need for those tourists. The benefit is immense. The multiplier effect cannot even be quantified. This airport is so important to this country and community. We implore the government to, with alacrity, give us the airport. The farmers from Western Jamaica, Hanover, St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland would seriously welcome this airport. And as we say, in addition to tourism benefit, the agricultural sector would benefit tremendously. And, the multiplier effect, one cannot overstate the importance of that, because farmers, when they get the money, they spend it back in the local community and then put it in local banks, as opposed to the all-inclusive who repatriate in profit and sometimes it don't even come to Jamaica in the first place. So keeping the money in local banks grow economies. The diaspora would welcome the airport because, Negril is a cultural, and it has the ultimate tourism complete mix. You have Rick's Cafe, you have the cliff, you have the beach, you have the community, You have the Rastas, you have the marijuana in Orange Hill. So, in terms of tourism, we have the complete awesome product. Challenge is how we get there. And cutting out the inconvenience of having to fly to Montego Bay and drive to Negril and then back. It's crazy. Give us the airport, benefit farming, benefit Jamaica. The diaspora would love it. You would see tourists hotels start popping up in Negril like in droves. So people from the diaspora, Hanoverian, Westmoreland, people from St. Elizabeth who want to come back home will probably come more often because of the ease and the convenience of the airport. So again, that is another area of convenience that not only hardcore tourists but Jamaicans coming back home would welcome.
Supporting Williams' perspective is Theo Chambers, the former president of the Hanover Chamber of Commerce.
It's a great idea because, number one, if you have an international airport in Negril, means it's going to spring open the real estate business in Negril because people want to live not close to the airport, but as close as possible to an airport. So these lines that are just sitting there is going to create more people who want to come into the area to invest. With an international airport means the roads have to be fixed. And number two, that means that you will have more stores, more business coming that way. So I feel that it's going to be one of the best things ever happened to the entire area, including Sablamar, because people have to drive that far anymore to get in to get to the airport. You want to have less flight that you're missing, you know what I mean? That you get stuck in traffic or some big thing that's happening. You're so close to the airport now. I think it's going to really be a positive. If you get the airport going, the bypass will come because of the fact that people still need the bypass. But I think that the airport will stimulate more business instantly than anything else because pilots got to sleep somewhere. The tourists got to sleep somewhere. I mean, it's going to be a massive expansion. Remember now, it's not just tourists coming in. People going to London, going to New York. Many of them live in Sablamar, in Mosquito Cove, different places. And I think that because of Negril location, it's going to create a lot more business and a lot more tourists. And people will be able to sell more products that they don't have to travel so far to get rid of those products because right there within Sablamar, Negril and Hanover, you will be able to find a market that is beyond. A lot of people is aware of the fact that since COVID, people are thinking healthy lifestyle. So not only the airport, but as a whole, organic food is like a rare commodity. And if people can get involved in producing organic food, there's a market there right now, and with the airport and with expansion of business, it's going to be even more in demand. Water is definitely a necessity. And I think the feasibility study has to be done. How are we going to get water up to the place? Because definitely we have to think about fire. We got to think about accident and all of that. So we need water. So I wouldn't say it's a priority or not a priority. It's a balance. Both of them can be attained at the same time. They must be pursued at the same time, but not one over the other.
While some residents celebrate this announcement as a pivotal step for Negril, others raise concerns about prioritizing an airport over critical infrastructure needs. Social commentator and Justice of the Peace from Hanover, Collin Johnson, in weighing in on the airport's implications for local commerce, expressed a different viewpoint. Mr. Johnson's concerns extend to the potential impact on local businesses that depend on road traffic, such as tour bus operators and roadside vendors.
It will boost the economy in Negril, but what it really does, it will starve the guys between Montego Bay who really has the tourists has direct contact with, because when they go into Negril, they go into all these all-inclusive hotels. Coming from Montego Bay down into Negril, they have to stop on the road. They can buy a coconut at the side there. Then that like sugar cane. This is where the spin down come down to the local person. Not when they go into the all-inclusive, because basically that's all-inclusive. That's what it meant. Everything is there. And for those personalized tours where they go out, then the tourist does not get out. I think if they fix the infrastructural problem with the roads in Montego, in Hopewell and Lucy, then with a bypass, then sailing from the Hopewell from Montego Bay to Negril, from the airport from Sunset to Negril would be easy. I think because of the lack of repairs and infrastructure of the road, I think based on the number of rooms that they're putting down here, drilling down here, the airport will be easy to get in from Moby and down, and to hide what is happening in Lucy from the tourists. I think maybe that is. I'm not in their brain. I don't know what they're thinking. International airport in Negril with the highway. Negril is the driving time from Montego Bay to Negril, was 1.5 to 2 hours years ago. With the implementation of that highway, it cut down to about 50 minutes. Since that hiccup between Hopewell and Lucy, it has increased the traveling time between Montego Bay and Negril. Fix the roadway for Jamaicans and let tourists enjoy it. Let this place be for Jamaicans and for visitors' enjoyment. Let it be livable for us, first and foremost. There's an overemphasis on providing for tourists in Jamaica when Jamaicans are scuffling to survive. Transfer, fix the road, and they will get there because the road is there. Just the hiccup in Lucy and Hopewell, they'll get there in 50 minutes from the airport.
However, Daniel Grizzle, a distinguished hotelier and co-founder of the Negril Chamber of Commerce, has again voiced his support for the airport proposal, just as he did decades ago when 600 acres of government-owned land between Orange Bay and the Great Brass were being eyed as the prospective site for the airport under the P.J. Patterson administration.
We started from over 25 years ago when Mr. Vin Lawrence was head of UDC. We saw the need for it. But at the time, he agreed about the need and that it should happen, but financially it was not possible because they had already committed to establish Baskerville Airport, and there's no way they can take two on. So this is not something new. You think of the residents here. Kingston is still the capital. A lot of business, a lot of things, you still have to go to Kingston. By road, you lose a day. If you could fly up in the morning, fly back in the evening, it makes life easier for us, right? It's less wasting of time. What happened as well, people don't realize that the age group that used to be the main group in Negril has changed, right? If you look around here, you would see the age group is somewhere between more like 50 to 70 in that range group. They are the majority. They don't want to drive always from Montego Bay, which can take 1.5 hours. In the traffic jam with the road the way it is, pretty close to 2 hours on weekends. And even at the best, they want to get here quickly. So it's important for us to attract and to keep those people having a comfortable, easy access from the airport or from their destination. Especially in the summer, a lot of people come from Florida, Georgia, that area. If they can fly straight into Negril, we would benefit a lot, especially in the summer period. Right? So there is a need for it, and I'm really upset. Some opposition senator who hope to be senator Is they're coming to talk about Negril, what we need is road and not. Of course, we need the road, but it's not a question of one or the other. The road gonna take years to finish. Do the airport, generate more money, more tax, so we can pay for the road, and we can do small patches up, and we can improve the road without having a major expenditure. So it's not a question of one or the other. We need both. But for Christ's sake, don't deprive us of our opportunity. I was very impressed, to be quite frank, with the group that was put together to look into the feasibility, look into where we could put it, the advantage, the disadvantage, and the engineering difficulties, or how we would do it. They weren't talking over our head. They were making it quite clear what it was, so we felt at ease. What they say to us as ordinary lay people makes sense, and they seemed very, very sincere and very knowledgeable. Another thing they presented, and they explained to us for airport, the laying of the runway, how important it was to make it safe and easy to access. They talk about the logistic of moving people easily and freely in and out. They talk about the environmental impact it would have on the surrounding areas. Right? Those were some of the things that they explained. They says why it's not so good for it to be here because of the negative side of these, and why it's better be here because it's less negative, as they says. You're never going to have something like that without some negative. It's a question of reducing, and also it's a question of reducing the expense for establishing the costs. So they give us in details of everything, the access, whether it would cause any obstruction to the natural flow of vehicle, to people living in the near surrounding. All those things were taken into consideration. And the area we choose, it's something we weren't think about it at that area, but when they explained to us, we were all in agreement with it. So it's not always when these people come you're feeling good about the experience, and we all felt very comfortable that they have done the job, and now it's just to get the finance together. I think TEF fund is what it's all about. It's an investment, right? And it's a lot of the fund all the funds that TE has comes from tourism. We contribute 29%, right? And when they say we consider 29%, technically it's a lot more, because when we pay our staff, they go out and they spend all their income, right? They're building their houses, they're this, they're that. The material and everything carries a GC, which that's a 15% going back. So it stimulates the economy. So the more the economy grows, eventually comes back into the government coffers, more money. Right? So I don't say it's just they are putting money. It's a business investment that will bring return. And if you put out a spreadsheet, right, you would see where, oh Christ, take this to any financial institution, and they'll see that it's money well spent, it's money wisely spent, and therefore they would go with it.
As the Negril International Airport proposal moves forward, supporters like Lenbert Williams and Theo Chambers see it as a vital investment in tourism, while opponents such as Collin Johnson urged the government to prioritize the infrastructure such as roads. The decision ahead will not only shape the future of the Grill, but also affect the lives of its residents. Please like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned to Negril Times as we keep you abreast on this developing story.